Hello, my name is Michael Ross, and this is Bella Ross. I am the owner of MDR Parts. We are an eBay store that has started trading properly just over a year ago. Bella is our customer experience and happiness manager. It's us, a team of two. So a bit about me. I originally studied business and IT at Sheffield University, over 10 years ago now. I went to work in the automotive sector, did project management, and then I worked directly for Volkswagen. And then about 5 years after that, I started my first own business, which was actually a car and van sales, which ran successfully for a number of years, but sort of towards the end of that business into last year, we decided that we would sort of diversify into the parts and the e-commerce sector. But then ultimately we have sold that business off and are now running this full time. What sparked this journey? So basically, as we used to deal with vans, we used to deal with repossessions and liquidations. And one day I was at a motor factors that had gone bust. We were looking round, and the liquidator at the time said to me, he said, "You wouldn't be interested in any parts, would you?" And I said, "Oh, parts." I said, "I'm not, I don't really deal in that. I don't know." He said, "Well, what it is we've got this warehouse and we've got no buyers for all these parts." And I'd already bought all the vans, and I thought, there's a lot of parts here. And there was over sort of 2,000 to 3,000. And I was like, "Well, how much do you want?" And we agreed a price, and then lo and behold, all the vans were full, and I was coming home with a load of parts. Since then, we've transformed massively. It's only been, like I say, probably just over a year and a half, and it's literally hit the road running, grown into quite a large business now. It is still just the two of us, but we've worked really hard, and I'll give you a bit of a tour. So everything in our business, it comes directly from liquidations. Even our warehouse in here, we actually took this warehouse off a company as well that had ceased trading, and it has sort of, I personally thought it would take me a long time to fill this, but no, we have thousands of parts in here, approximately 20,000. We are all separated into different sectors. Got all our motorbike and classic section over here, all of our consumables, filters, suspension. We have a nice, lovely office. We're located in Marple, which is a small village outside, just outside sort of Manchester and Stockport. As you can see, I'm hugely into my vehicles and cars since I was a child. So this is literally the perfect business for me. And then as we walk through, we have multiple rooms full of stock, and also stock that needs to come on sale. We are always ultimately behind, but it's sort of managing it so it's doable and we have enough to go at and enough work. So this is our packing area. Other part sections, everything's labelled. The massive key for us, and what I've learned, is that everything must be organised. And so it's easy to find, easy to sell, easy to pack. Our packaging section, which is, ironically, I'm probably one of the only businesses which I recycle all of my packaging, more or less, aside from the bags which I buy courtesy of eBay. All our packaging comes locally. We reuse everything to save on costs and sort of save our footprint, as we say. So some of the challenges that I've faced throughout running this business, it has been a massive learning curve. I was relatively inexperienced on online sales before. I was good at marketing, but not from a perspective of an e-commerce. So there is a lot of trial and error. Postage is a huge thing. I still package and post everything that goes out. We do over 10 orders a day usually. And sort of posting in a good fashion and making sure everything's reliable, it arrives properly. And when the problems arise, which there's been more than I thought there would be, down to great delivery companies out there, how to tackle them and make sure the customer's still happy, and also ultimately we're, not losing too much money from the loss. So you're probably thinking, well, there's millions of car part sellers, there's hundreds of stores that do car parts. Car parts is a huge sector of eBay. Why am I different? Well, it's to do with our source. Where we get our parts from is very much unique. It's specifically business liquidations, repossessions, retirements, and we don't really specifically, keep to one sector. We'll try anything. I'll try, I've got loads of motorbike helmets, I've got clothing, we've got classic parts, some real niche stuff that globally we ship out using the eBay GSP program. We've also got, various classic car parts, stuff that not many or if any sellers have on eBay. And because we buy in a huge bulk from the liquidators, it's a really good price, so that we can sort of maximize our profit, and therefore we can stay competitive with even the big car companies like Car Parts in Motion. And we can also offer really competitive postage and everything like that. I cannot believe how sort of fast it's grown. I've got, in stock on that's active currently, it's £153,000. I reckon I've got another 50 to 60,000 in the unit that needs to go on sale. We're constantly buying. We have great customers. It's been a really, really challenging, I suppose, but good business. Every single thing in here is from a liquidation, even including my computer, the racking, everything. So it's all sort of second hand, I guess, but everything's bought within a budget. Obviously, with the amount of stock that I have, I reckon we've got nearly 20,000 items in this unit. Currently, is obviously organisation is a huge problem, and keeping on top of stock, but also the old stock. Now, I had a meeting, a one-to-one session with eBay recently, which was great because there was loads of tips and tricks on there that I didn't know when it comes to photographing, descriptions, the amount of photos, and also primarily old stock. So we try and keep on top of stock that's sort of stagnated and get it relisted so we can push it back up the list and get it sold. And it does work. It really does work. That was a big problem, stock stagnating. Even though it's not been that long, over a year, they do drop down the list and we get sort of no response, or we sit on the stock. And obviously in this sort of business, yes, there's only so much I can buy, but we need to turn it over, and including the old stock, because as I've found, one of the big things about eBay is there is a buyer for everything. Some of the stuff that I thought no one's going to buy that sells straight away, and it will go to Europe, South America, anywhere within the global shipping program. So the award category that I would like to apply for is the Startup Award. Although I've been involved with businesses quite a long time, I've never had an e-commerce, and this is literally the first year and a bit that I've been doing it. We are a new startup. This year alone, I've turned over or done sales on eBay of about 35,000 so far, which I'm really happy with. But it's, even though it's not a unique good, let's say, that's for sale, car parts, it is something. The way we get them and the way we work is very much different. Some of the goals I have would be, if I had the £10,000, obviously I could say to you, I'll buy more stock and expand. Yes, that is what I want to do. However, realistically, it's just to get our presence out there. I want to get, a much more professional, better description on eBay with a proper template. We want to get a sort of a bit of a social aspect. So we're on sort of you know, Facebook and other social media, so we can get some more exposure outside of eBay. About 95% of our sales are through eBay currently. It's just trying to streamline these processes and trying to learn from people who are experts in the market about what we're doing. Obviously, I would also get Bella a lovely MDR Parts collar. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I hope you find our business interesting. And Bella says thank you very much, and she will see you soon.